Okay, I just want to do a little update video actually. I know it's been a long time since I posted a video. It's been a lot going on. I'm currently still in the middle of moving house and refurbing a new house. So I just wanted to talk about a little bit about what I've been getting and what I've been doing in terms of tabletop games and everything else. So first of all, I received my copy of Skyrim, Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, the adventure game by Modiphius Entertainment. I had Call to Arms, well, I have Call to Arms, which is a tabletop miniatures game that Modiphius did for Elder Scrolls. Absolutely love the game. I'm going to do a video at some point soon talking about tabletop miniatures game, because this is something that I've got more into certainly recently, and I'll talk about that in this video as well. But really nice game. Played it solo. There's 2 acts in this one, and I played it solo. The first act, really liked it, and then I've managed to play quite recently a 2-player version, and it really does play nice. It feels just like the video game. So to be honest, if you like the video game Skyrim, this is a great board game version adaptation of that. Quite a lot of replayability because of the different story arcs and everything else. It's slightly different to my normal types of games that I tend to enjoy, mostly miniature board games, as you'll be aware of the channel, but really good one. So that's Skyrim. I also, at last, because of the reprint, I've got my next Memoir 44 set, which is the Mediterranean Theatre. I've had a few questions asked about it. It is the same scale as the base game, but now we've got some additional scenarios, terrain, of course, of Africa, units and rules, and also this expands the new flight plan, so you can now play more new flight plan additional scenarios as well. So that's Memoir 44. Once I've set up in the new house and everything else and got everything kind of sorted, I'll start doing some more video content. Memoir 44 will be, as it's one of the most popular videos on the channel, obviously there's a lot of shout out for painting tutorials based on that. So I'll be sure to get Memoir 44 on the painting table as well. So carrying on with, I'm just going to go through the board games first of all. So I managed to get Marvel United X-Men, as you would have seen a few of them on the channel, and I got a core set. So I've been, now, such a good game, and I know that the Kickstarter is currently on at the moment for the multiverse version, or season 3 I suppose, but just the miniatures, it's so much fun to paint these miniatures, and you know, I started my work on those a little bit, so they've been started. Great game, and this is just the core set. It just depends on money, but certainly the stretch goals of the original campaign are something I'm very interested in, especially with the characters on that. A fantastic game, Marvel United. It's always a hit whenever I get it out, play it with any number of players, and it's great solo as well. Just really enjoy that game. And finally, my last one is an oldie but a goodie, is Zombicide Black Plague. So arguably the best Zombicide that was ever produced, and I love it. It's if you want a simple dice throwing what do you call them, Ameritrash? I can't remember what they call them, but effectively dice throwing, simple mechanics, leveling up as you go. You play, there is a kind of campaign style thing. Well, it's not really a campaign, but you've got a series of scenarios in a row, and they get more difficult as you go along. Nice minis, great gameplay mechanics, flows really nice, and that's Zombicide Black Plague. I managed to pick that up recently. It's one I've always wanted, so well chuffed about that one. So that's the board games. Unfortunately, board games have kind of been a bit on hold with the nature of what's going on in the move of the house and everything else, and the refurbishment, job, kids, everything else. So not having much time to do any video content. But I do play tabletop miniatures games. So Lord of the Rings, Marvel Crisis Protocol, Legion, Armada. Those are the kind of games I've been playing. But very recently, I've got into 2 other games. So the first one is Blood Bowl. So literally playing my first few games now, and I'm going with the Shambling Undead, and we're playing a bit of that. It's just like I remember it used to be a long time ago, but just a really nice game. And then the other one is a bit of Warhammer 40,000, but this time Kill Team, so the skirmish version. And I had been painting up some of the orcs you got with the core set, like a starter set, I suppose you call it. And I've decided to go for a bit of Chaos Marines as well. So, you know, dabbling in Kill Team as well. Again, just a really nice quick game, which I really appreciate, and fits a nice spot. I mean, Lord of the Rings, as you can imagine, plays a bit longer, but that's a really nice game. Unfortunately, as I was about to say, with the situation that we got at the moment with moving the house, ISS Vanguard has been a little bit on hold, as long with Stars of Ikarios and a few others. I will get back to them, that's for sure. However, talking about tabletop games, there's quite a few I've got into, and the most recent ones I got into Oak and Iron a little bit. Haven't played much of it at all, but it's a really nice, relatively simple game that's got some really nice ships in it. So this is my latest painting fascination, is with ships. So I started playing this game, Oak of Iron. Very nice game. Like I say, relatively simple to learn. The core set is fantastic. It comes in this box, and you've got everything you want. You've got a play mat, so a C play mat. You've got terrain, measuring sticks. You've got enough upgrades and everything else. You've got ships for 2 sides. You've got scenarios, everything. So what's really nice about this is it's a nice small scale starter box, or core box it's called really. It's not like a starter set traditionally for a tabletop miniature game where you don't get enough stuff to play fully. This, you've got everything you need in a core box, which is really thin. So it's nice to have a small package for a core box. That then spurred me on, because I really enjoy painting the ships and the frigates, to get Black Sails, which is Warlord Games' version. It's been out for a long time, Black Sails. And again, this is just a bit more, it's a more in-depth tabletop game. So I've been painting up, and I've literally, these are the latest things I've been doing. The ships for this one, and they're lovely. The ships are gorgeous little ships, and the game's really nice. I've just learnt the rules. It seems really nice. I have to obviously play it a bit before I make a decision exactly how far I want to go into it, but a really nice game. I mean, I've got so many miniatures games that I'm playing at the moment, but I get to play them relatively often, playing once a week anyway. Final one I want to show you in terms of update, in terms of new things, is Test of Honor, Samurai miniatures game. A lovely game system. It's relatively quick. Skirmish game again, skirmish tabletop game. And then I bought from Warlord Games a Samurai starter set, which just came with a ton of these miniatures. So you got Ashigiri, and then you got Samurai, and you got all sorts in terms of that set. But it's got some really nice, unique mechanics that really work well. So I've been really chuffed. Test Honor, I think it's a great game. And again, don't need tons and tons of content for it. Need a bit of terrain for all these things, tabletop miniatures games, of course, as you would expect. But the little bit of an update, this video, just showing kind of the things I've been picking up and playing relatively lately. But painting's been carrying on. I've managed to be doing some painting, but it's with obviously the influx of all these new tabletop miniatures games, you know, there's a lot of painting to do. So there's a few updates in terms of what I'm painting and playing as best I can. Again, I'm desperate to get back into ISS Vanguard. I just need the table space to actually do it, which will happen once I move into the new place. Hopefully we're looking around March time, and then I should be able to start to get some more content onto the channel. Maybe do some live stream painting. Definitely want to do some painting of the Memoir 44, as well as maybe, you know, even some of this Black Sails painting, and of course the all important rigging. So I don't know if you can see that, but effectively I've been doing all the rigging for the ships as well. I quite enjoyed it, to be honest. It's quite good fun, and the results just it's awesome. So yeah, plenty on my table to get on with, along with everything else, all the other board games that I still play often. Lords of Hellas is still a big favorite in terms of the board game group. Again, that's Lords of Hellas. I don't think I put any video content on the channel, so that's another board game I should have brought down to show, because that's a fantastic multiplayer game. But probably my fan favorite at the moment in terms of games that I've been playing recently is Marvel United. It's such a beautiful game. It's so simple to play, but yet, especially if you got like I've got obviously all the stretch goals for X-Men, and I've also got Spider-Verse. I'm really looking at expanding the collection for it, just to get all of those different unique enemies, suit villains, some different combos of heroes. Obviously the latest Kickstarter campaign has got things like teams, so you can actually get synergetic thematic squads and teams. They just announced about Civil War, so there's a bit of PvP now you can play in it. So yeah, it's looking very cool for Marvel United, and a very cool game. Okay guys, well, that's a little bit of an update, just in case you wondered if I closed the channel down. I do plan to put more on, and hopefully that's going to be soon. It's just the nature of life, and what has to happen. So moving to the new place, and then some very exciting future plans coming up, which should just enhance the channel and then start to push it forward again. That's the hope. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully catch you very soon. Okay, keep safe and enjoy gaming.